Well, welcome back, everyone. Today I have a beautiful oak burl. Never gotten my hands on one of these before, so I'm anxious to see what's inside and what this piece will offer. It's got some pretty decent voids, just a little bit of a thin bark on here that I know is going to come off, but it's got some really interesting indentations along the top, but it also has some beautiful figuring already. So anyway, I am very excited to get at it and see what it looks like once I get in there. Stick with it. So the oak burls that I've seen other people work with seems like it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes they're really highly figured. Sometimes they're just kind of boring. So anyway, I'm really anxious to see what this is going to be like inside. First thing I got to do is get it between centers. I'm going to use a Forstner bit to get it close to the headstock and start getting this round and trued up so I can get a shape. So already the voids that are on the bottom of this are starting to concern me a little bit because they seem pretty significant. You'll see in a second when I pause. Establishing a tenon so we can at least get this into a chuck. But yeah, those voids, boy, and some rot and bug holes and the whole thing. The wood was pretty dry, all in all, not much moisture at all. Actually, very easy to turn and to work with. Trying to get it nice and trued up so we can again start working on a shape and see what we can make from it. I kept thinking that I would go in a little bit more and I would be able to turn past a lot of these voids, but it kind of wasn't really happening that way. I did bring the bottom in a little bit, and at this point I'm kind of thinking, it was my intention from the very beginning. I really wanted to keep this piece of wood as natural as possible, and my attitude is, look, I'm going to take whatever this piece of wood gives me. Let's see what it wants to be, and that's what it'll be. I'm not going to be filling cracks and doing that sort of thing. I really wanted to keep this very rustic and natural. Sanding a bit and burnishing the outside with the steel wool and Scotch pads to give us a nice smooth surface. Beautiful figure. And so my answer to am I going to see figuring was yes, I am. This is just a little alcohol to clean up all the dust and get it cleaned up before we do anything else. So time to turn this around, and we're going to get it in the chuck so it's a little bit more secure and start working on hollowing out the inside. I wanted to keep the tailstock up as long as I could, just because this was sort of a heavy piece, and it always worries me trying to hollow out, heavier, clunkier blanks without the tailstock support. Only problem is, if you're a turner, you know that eventually that tailstock is just in the way. And so what I did as much as I could with the bowl gouges, and now I'm going to work with the carbide tools because I can take very soft passes and not put a lot of pressure on the tenon that's being held by the chuck. I'm liking how this is looking. It's certainly going to be a natural rustic bowl, but again, that's kind of what I was hoping for. Definitely wanted to keep the natural edge rim of this piece. Sanding was a little challenging because a lot of it had to be done still like this, except for the center. We're going to go through after we've done that and again burnish like we did on the outside with the steel wool and the Scotch pads. Took it up to about a 400 grit. Getting some alcohol on the inside here to clean up all the dust before again we do anything else. And yeah, boy oh boy, beautiful Burl figuring on the inside. It's really pretty. We'll get this off now, and I'm going to use a vacuum chuck as a jam chuck. I won't hook the vacuum to it, but it's nice and stable onto the headstock, and I'll use that to get the tenon gone and to finish up my foot area. Really have to make sure that this bottom area is concaved and the piece will sit on the outside edges of that foot. Otherwise, it's going to rock back and forth. So just checking to make sure that I have this definitely concaved. So normally I would take this to the drill press and drill out for my branding emblem, but because of the irregular out top edge of this piece, it wouldn't sit flat on the drill press to allow me to drill it out. So use a Forstner bit and worked out great. Time to get the branding emblem on and try to finish this piece up. I'm going to finish this off with some Danish oil and again just kind of keep it as natural as possible. This is a food grade, food safe product. Really pleased how this came out. I just wanted to do something that wasn't too much of a heavy design and just allowed this piece to be a natural looking rustic bowl. And I was very pleased that it worked out as it did. I really appreciate you sticking around to the end, and please give comments, let me know what you think. Best way to support me for free is to hit that notification bell when you subscribe, so you know when new videos are coming out. That helps the most. I really appreciate all the support, and again, stick around for the after pics. Those are coming up in just a moment. Thank you very much for visiting again, and I will see you soon.